Welcome back, K-Poppers, to K-Pop Radio, and today I have a very special podcast for you. I'm your host, Ispa, and get ready, this is going to be the most game-changing, fandom-changing podcast we've done yet. EXO versus BTS or BTS versus EXO, whatever you want to call it. These two huge boy bands in the K-pop industry are blowing the internet, and there's fan wars going on everywhere, whether you should be an ARMY or you should be an EXO-L. Now, I actually sat down on paper and analyze this because I've been in ARMY and EXO-L for like years, and honestly I love them both, so this is going to be an unbiased opinion. I did research for nights and nights, and I gathered people's opinions. I looked at people's Twitters, I looked at people's accounts, I looked at what people had to say. So this is going to be an honest, huge dishing of honesty and brutality. I don't care if you're an EXO-L, if you're an ARMY. I'm sick and tired of the fan wars. This is the conclusion. I'm going to end it right here over which band is overall better. Let's start. Now, first of all, music and vocals. Obviously, at the end of the day, when you put your headphones in and you listen to the music, that is all that counts, the actual content, the actual music. With the music and vocals, I think EXO will take the point for this. Why? Because EXO has a variety in their stuff. They bring so many different kinds of influences into their music. They don't only do hip-hop and rap, they do hip-hop, rap, R&B, EDM, some kind of dubstep in there. They do all these different kinds of things. All their songs vary, from Monster to El Dorado to Wolf to Call Me Baby to Love Me Right to Sing For You to Miracles in December. Everything is absolutely different. For BTS, they mesh on the same kinds of chords over and over and over. If you notice in BTS, they don't actually hit high notes. Jimin just sings straight up. In EXO, they actually hit high notes. They've actually been trained to sing the high notes in different chords and riffs. So BTS tends to stay on the same low note category, while EXO switches notes, switches chords, and switches riffs. BTS tends to put the same dubstep, grinding kind of EDM music in their breaks all over and over and over again. If you listen to a bunch of BTS songs, it will sound similar, but if you listen to a bunch of EXO songs, they're different every single time. And that's because EXO puts in so many different kinds of things into their songs. So at the end of the day, I think for variety in music and vocals, it will have to go to EXO. If you don't believe me, go watch EXO's live high note performances by Shen, Dio, and Baekhyun, or whatever you want to do, but these guys are actually trained to sing high notes. BTS is mostly, a rap band. So EXO will definitely take the spot for music and vocal because, BTS's vocals and their music is so meshed together in the same kind of tone every single time. Like, they have a couple of slow songs like I Need You, Run, and what was the other one? Save Me. But a lot of their stuff is that same kind of hip-hop with the dubstep breaks in it. And EXO, hear every one of their music video songs, everything is every time different. Their music is absolute genius. So EXO wins the music and vocal category. The other category that we're going to talk about is visuals. Now, with the visuals, obviously beauty is subjective, it's up to your opinion. Both boy bands are absolutely handsome, but if we're going to judge it by Asian beauty standards, EXO wins Asian's beauty standards because, number one, a lot of people in EXO are tall, they're built, they have V-shaped faces, they have bigger eyes, and they have double lids, and, EXO wins. Plus, they have, double the amount of people that BTS has, so they win the category for visuals. Plus, EXO has been ranked as one of the most hottest boy bands on the planet. Not making that up, that's an actual statistic. So EXO, by Asian beauty standards, wins the visual category. The next one is dance. Now, BTS has been trained to be a dance band. Their choreos are on point. So BTS will definitely take the point for dancing, because they've also been the best male dancer group. They've also gotten that award. EXO dance is very good as well. EXO's you could say they're well-rounded in dancing, but BTS is exceptional in dancing. So dancing will have to go to BTS because that's something their company has really trained them on, something their company has really focused on. EXO's been more about the music and the concept, and BTS is so much more about the dance. So BTS can take the dance point. The next one is concept and theme. And this is very important because when you're watching a music video or any song, it's about the artistic value in it. The concept and the theme is very important. EXO will take the point for concept and theme because every single comeback they have a new concept and they have a new theme. They started out with being aliens. They also had a retro dancer theme. They had that Love Me Right era. They had that hood rat era called Overdose. They had the lottery era, which is Lotto. They have monsters. They have Psycho Patients and the Lucky One. They come back as something different. Oh yeah, and the werewolf era, wolf, yeah, who can forget that? They come back as something different every single time. So EXO will take the concept and theme kind of point. BTS doesn't have a new concept in every single music video. It's the same traditional kind of K-pop music video, like the traditional hip-hop K-pop music video, where they're just dancing in an open background, cool sets, and just rapping and swagging and living thug life. Yes, they have a lot of theories and conspiracies and hidden messages in their videos that people love to crack, but after a while that gets old. Nobody's gonna sit there and, you know, solve your conspiracy BS for that long. EXO has a fresh new thing in every single music video. So for concept and theme, EXO wins it because they've done dark, they've done light, they've done Christmas, they've done everything. The next one is MVs, music videos. The point for this one also goes to EXO. Now you're probably like, oh my god, you're such an EXO-L bias. No, I'm actually not, because I actually love both bands. I actually sat down and actually critically analyzed this. And I told you you're gonna get the brutal honesty. So for MVs, EXO get it too. Because SM is a big label, and yes, they get really big sets. And Big Hit actually does pretty good sets for their thing too. But if you think about it, all the BTS music videos, they're in one set, dancing and rapping in that set. In EXO's music videos, they have animation, they have different kinds of effects, they have these massive sets, and they have set changes in their music videos. BTS doesn't have that much set changes in their music videos. And EXO's music videos are more flashy, they have more glamour in them, and BTS is more like, oh, you know, we're dancing, we're pumping it up, we're partying, all that. So EXO will have to take it for music videos as well. The next one is personas, which is also debatable because it's also about a band's personality and their presentation to the public. For this point, yes, EXO gets personas again. Now everybody's gonna be like, but BTS is so funny, they should get the point for personas. And that's true, but if you think about it, BTS's personalities are very similar, redundant, and meshed together in the group. They all rap and dance, they're all funny, they all have like, you know, this kind of weird 4D side to them. But in EXO, each and every person is so different from each other. They have different facets to their personality. So in EXO, you can stand so many different kinds of personalities because everybody is absolutely different. In BTS, you know, you have that arrogant, cold little golden maknae, Jungkook, you have the funny, weird one, V, then you have the pretty boy, Jin, then you have, like, the small little snowball, you know, Jimin, and you have the perverted leader, Rap Monster, and the sleeping thug, you know, Suga. You got all these different people in BTS. But in EXO, their personalities are so different from each other. That's ironic that they even get along. Like, Lay is like that sluggish, sleepy kind of, like, you know, boy, and Luhan is that cute, little, awkward, little princessy guy, and then Sehun is like that tall noodle that says weird things, and then Chris is like the chick magnet. He's like the hot, tall, handsome, like, you know, goofy Grinch. And then you have Suho, who's a rich mama, Kai, who's laid back and chill, and Dio, who's a tiny little Satan, and Baekhyun, who's like that booty twerking king. And then you have Shanyeol, who raps, but he's super clumsy, and he's like big and tall. He's like the happy virus. And, you know, and there's Zoom, the tiny little manly tough one. EXO, they have so many different personalities, so many different facets to their personalities. In BTS, you can mesh those personalities together at one point. Yes, they're very different, but in EXO, the differences in between the members are huge. Because some people in EXO are vocalists, some people are dancers, some people are actors, some people are really good at, you know, fan service, and they're all so different from each other that each and every one has a single talent that cannot be matched up. In BTS, they're all generally good at rap and dance, some better than others, but it's still the same kind of talent, the same persona, and they're all funny. I mean, all K-pop bands are funny. EXO's funny too. So EXO would have to take it for personas just because their personas are have a lot more variety and different faces to it than BTS does. The next one is Impact. This one, I will have to say, goes to EXO. They're obviously on a senior level, and for Impact, EXO has changed the way boy bands are viewed in K-pop. What hurts me the most in this whole BTS versus EXO thing is the kind of disrespect EXO gets from, you know, some ARMY members. Because you have to remember, BTS changed how EXO changed how boy bands are viewed in the K-pop industry. They brought this glamour to boy bands that wasn't there before. They brought this extra spice of, you know, mixing in hip-hop, mixing in, like, you know, the lovey-dovey songs, mixing in R&B, mixing in these amazing choreos and extraterrestrial concepts and things like that that boy bands in K-pop did not have before. EXO has opened up so many doors for boy bands. EXO's Showtime, their variety show, was so huge that now other bands have gotten the chance to do Showtime as well. That wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for EXO making these huge ratings for Showtime. So EXO does get it for Impact. They've become this band that's like a backbone of K-pop. BTS is more of a band that's an intro to K-pop because a lot of people who first get into K-pop listen to BTS. So BTS is more like an internet trend kind of band. EXO is more like the senior legends that have been there, and they've been consistent with their views, they've been consistent with their music videos, and to hold your fame in a music industry is very difficult. To be consistent, especially with 3 members leaving and all of that company abuse from SM, is difficult. BTS has now started reaching that fame, but EXO has maintained it, and that's very hard. The next one is Hardship. Obviously, this one also goes to EXO because in Hardship, let's talk about this though. I'm probably going to make a part 2 for this video because time is running out. But for hardship, EXO gets it because they went through company abuse, being slapped by SM, having their stuff taken away, horrible slave contracts, and the band members leaving, and health issues, and heart problems, and fainting in airports. Like, Big Hit has yet to reveal anything horrible that they've done to BTS, but EXO's been through so much that they deserve it. After all that BS, they deserve it. So EXO has this kind of like hardship behind them that makes them deserve all the things that they're getting right now and all the fame that they have. So this was part 1 for EXO versus BTS. And you can follow us on Kpop Amino. Our username is MyKpopPrincess. Remember, if you're Kpop Amino, comment and you can get a shout out. Thank you for watching. Watch out for part 2.